Hope your day has been going great. I'm Sabyasani and this is my very first live. So the title of this live is Brainstorming New App Idea, and giving a little bit of my background that I've been creating like apps, React.js and React Native for about 2 years now, and so creating apps, React.js and React Native for about 2 years now. And so give me a moment here. So yeah, uh, so the moment I got that information, I was like, I had this feeling of sharing this information with people, definitely my peers. So I went back to my college and started a mentorship program after my master's, and that has been a success. I've been able to make people learn things here and there, and that have turned out to be helpful for them in their career, and then it has helped them in their resume, in the profile, and the work that they are looking out for. That project has ended now, so I was looking out for new avenues, and then I figured and thought, why not this? I've been really procrastinating in this direction, so today here I am. Uh, we'll be starting with the fundamentals of um, design thinking, and so bear with me. I'm very new in this, so I'm figuring out tools while I'm speaking. So yeah, I'm about to share this Figma tab which I have opened, and I'll be sharing that here. Let's see how my screen is looking. Can I split it? Yes. This is the one which we'll be working on, but for design thinking and design ideation, you need to go a little back and I'll be sharing this instead, which speaks about UX as well, even color theory. We'll go in each of them and dive in. Today, here is what three things we'll be talking about in the education design journey. So when we talk about design thinking, the process is first empathize, define, ideate, actually prototype and test. So we talk about empathize. We first define what is the we are really empathizing with. Uh, so the problem statement that I'll be talking about is definitely around um, activity tracker, life activity tracker, and how we can manage our day-to-day activities, even identify what activities are really helping us move forward positively and what are really for us as an individual to identify our compass, and which is really something that we are comfortable or expert or say uh, proficient in to move forward and attain or achieve our goals faster, which then eventually will help us dive into more complex situations and see things. So, color theory is not something we'll be talking about today. Yes, I think, yeah. So, empathizing is what I'm talking about. In this problem statement, I'll say a persona, which is a person like me who wishes to have, like, who is around first, around the age of 18 to let's say 30, who are fairly compatible with the digital era, who knows how to really work with the application. So that the reason is that we are creating an application, not a journal or a paperback where we'll be noting down our activities. Okay. Yeah, this is an application. So that is the persona we are defining. And uh, let's say they are struggling with their first figuring out their life, their pathway, what is really working for them. Let's say I'm a person throughout day, I wake up, I do certain activities, I perform a job, and then I pursue a hobby, right? Now, when I'm pursuing a hobby, I can be really doing a couple of things. And then now I wish to figure out, okay, if this is my hobby, can I, then further question is, can I capitalize on it? Today's generation's question is that if this is my hobby, can I take it part time and earn from that as well? Or probably a person like me wants to connect to themselves and see if this is something that they pursue throughout their lifetime to have a balance in the life cycle, or the balancing act of an organism, right? So, according to me, according to the best of people that I have heard, they talk about three spheres of life. That is your physical, mental, and spiritual well-being. So, is my hobby that I'm pursuing really reflecting and helping me fulfill that sphere of my life or not? So, that is what the concept is. I have created this Excel sheet based on this principle, and I've been fairly successful to analyze my 2 years comparison graph to see what was really working out for me and not. And then a very uh, kind person gifted me this book called Designing Your Life, and it gives you certain tools where you write an activity and then you have two compasses, which one is how is your energy after you have performed that activity, and what on what scale you from 0 to 5 you'll mark yourself based on the engagement point of view or the perspective. So then after a few weeks of doing this exercise, you eventually decide, okay, like you are good in this, even if you're not good in a particular activity, whether it is making you engaged enough, whether you are completely in that moment figuring out the solution to that particular problem that that activity is helping you to do, and eventually if you're feeling happy or content with that activity that you've just performed. So that this is the basic criteria that I'm really uh, working around. I know it's a lot messier in the head. Probably you all can also understand that it's really not a clear ideology or the idea or a pathway uh, that with which I'm moving forward. But eventually, so it is a brainstorming session. Eventually, we'll figure it out, and if you'll have your ideas, I definitely would love to have you um, suggestions, your whatever, or like feedback if you have for me. Uh, we'll work around it and create this app. Also, this is definitely for the new UX UI designers and developers. So I'll keep this project open source in terms of code. We'll be proceeding in this process only. We'll empathize. Half of it we have just done. Then, like define the process, and then I was on the wrong tab the whole time. Okay, so empathizing is what is happening, and then we'll be defining the let's say the steps that the user wish to perform, and we'll do it phase wise, so that phase after phase one and phase two, then we'll come back and reflect and then see how it works. So we'll have small phases of this particular step, that is empathize, define, ideate, prototype, test, and again do that activity. So designing, coding, testing, then designing, coding, testing, and eventually forward. We'll move forward. Yes. Okay. This is what it is, and UX laws will come, and we'll be doing that. And we'll finally come and design these screens. Here. Um, Let me hold on for a second. Also see if they're on YouTube. Yeah. Okay. Let's go into first defining the user persona. I said, yeah. So when I'm here, say, let's say I'm the user. Uh, age group we are targeting is 18 to 30, or let's say 35. And demographic, we are in India. Let's be pan India for the time being. And what else? Probably urban. And lifestyle, managing. Oh, managing the stress, physical, and also mentioning work-life balance and future of navigation. Sorry. This very fact, and this is not lifestyle. This is what the solution is like is based around. Yeah. So this is called user persona. So many more uses as well, but this is the generalized form that we have done. So when we are talking about empathizing, we are talking about two steps. First is defining a user. Second is identifying the use cases that the user wants to perform on the application, which will then help them find the solution. So I'll be creating approximately 6 panels where we'll be then writing the use cases that the user might wish to perform on the application. Right? Yeah. Also change the color. Mind you, we are not deciding on the final color yet. So here is my user and user persona, and these are users. Different people perform this activity differently, and you'll always feel like similar processes are being followed. They have just different way of following the process. I would say if I'm using the application, then I would like to have something as an activity which would have some predefined predefined activities plus add-ons that I can be able to do because I have seen the smart watches and they have predefined activities. Probably something that I might or may or may not do, and there are other things that I want to add to it. They have similar features of like right, like the coding can be similar in the backend, but still the UI is providing that capacity. Yeah. Uh, Add-ons, right? What it also should be able to give me the chart that defines the uh, activities I perform more, or the chart which helps me identify if I am keeping the balance of the activities or not, right? I wish to know whether like I am really having the like like I'm sure how to say like I'm not having the balancing act. Okay, we'll figure it out. I should be able to have a balancing act of my activity. So that is a good grammar, yeah. Like the UI should be more intuitive, engaging, and make me understand the problematic areas where I need to work more. That is the concept. For more and pinpoint the. Then I wish to have a text to speech um, area where I'm describing the activity and the emotion that I'm feeling after performing that activity. Right? Because the entire thing of analysis out if it is really working out for me or not in the future landscape is to know how I was feeling about that activity. And yeah, then another section was whether the navigation, okay, the compass that helps me give marking, oh, give rating to the activity performed um, based on engagement and energy linked to the activity engagement and energy. You probably about, but once I'll make you see what it is, you'll also say, okay, this is nice. Yeah, and then I should have what else? Reminders. Reminders to perform for the activity. Yeah, and rewards for completion of the goals if set any. Mm, yes. What else? Some of them is learning. I'll also learn how to do this in an application. Some can be repetitive tasks, but our UI will be completely different. It is more of learning situation happening here, and the project will be open source. So if more people would like to come in and learn, most welcome. And what else? I or the user who will be using this application would like to have. It can definitely cater to mental health balancing as well. So if meditative features can be associated, that will be. I'll not be going for the fitness and the heart rate or anything of that sort, because the watch will be doing that either way for them if you really wish to have it right. That is not my uh, aim or priority pain point for the application. What else? To-do list. Mm, yeah, I think to-do list should be there. That's fine. Oh, also at this while I had created the Excel tracker that it should not be a very compulsive task for us to, let's say, we have set a goal that we need to cycle this like for every day. Our body is designed to an extent we don't want to, and so if we are not seeing that, it can become a disappointing act. So it should be taken as an activity which you just do as um, like the vision that you're reporting where you're doing, and not it is mandatory to just cancel it out or do the activity even if you haven't, right? You have to be truthful with your idea and your usage of this application. Okay, so I have defined my features, that is use cases. So there'll be different screens. Then we'll define the UI for it. So first we'll take this use case and we should go in on board. Stop sharing this. Go here and I'll share my screen again. This time it will be this. Yes. So I've just this text here which speaks about what this screen will talk about. That should be this. So this is an activity tracker. Yeah. So let's say these are my predefined activities: walk, run, read, and meditate. When I'm talking about add-ons, there should be a plus sign which says add activity, right? Now, when I'm on this activity tracker, there should be a calendar, right? So let's say this is uh, weekly, which is open, weekly calendar layout, right? And here it is written Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, so forth. And here, no, but I want a daily calendar. So यहाँ पे लिखा है one Monday. We'll figure out how that looks. My try at the moment is my activity. And let's say here I've got walk. Now I had to give my emotion after completing this activity. Okay. So what we can update and improvise our UI, but how it traditionally is written in that book is you create an I for engagement, and for energy you create this, right? Zero. And from 0 to 5, if you felt, let's say, I think it was 0 to 4, but let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you define key in your activity of walking, how much engrossed you felt, like how much euphoria, or you felt like there was really nothing else but you walking and your mind at peace was there, then according to that you rate. And after performing that activity, how much of energy you feel in your being. So let's say it was neutral. So you do that to get some insights as to